Morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing great today. Yesterday, I was asked to do a video about my grimoire, the Book of Shadows, all the books, journals that I use in my practice. And so, here I go. Now, the thing about me is I plan big. I pay attention to details. I have control issues, you see. So I try to keep things organized, and sometimes it doesn't work out. There is an understanding, a study done, that people with messy desks are highly intelligent because they got so much stuff going on, they can't keep their mind off one thing. They have to go from here to here to here to here to here. And that describes me a lot. So, let's get started. I have a lot of notebooks and binders for certain things. I have scratch pads. I have a little bit of everything here. I have about 10 notebooks, spiral-bound notebooks, where I grab and I write things down. I have to have multiple notebooks because I have been known to leave a notebook or two in my truck. I have a couple notebooks here. I have one in the bedroom. So if I have an idea, I have to have a notebook nearby. So with this one, I was working on some stuff. I was trying to make Pagan holy water. And I was writing a spell to enchant the water. And water is a powerful tool. It can reach the smallest hole. Water can wash away mountains, which is, true. And so I was trying to give water its powers, to make it stronger. Because water can heal, water can cleanse, water can protect, water can purify, water brings hope, water can calm, water is life, water is sacred. And so that's something that I work on. Gotta turn the page here. It's working on my anointing oil that I make my own. I use virgin olive oil, of course. Now, for the Celts, they always have the number 3 being a very important number. And so I thought it was very important that I find 3 herbs that are balanced, that work together into making my anointing oil. I also wanted it to be herbs that I can grow out of my own garden. And so on this one, I use thyme, mint, and basil. With the popularity of oracle decks, I one day was having the idea that, maybe I should make one myself. I can surely design something. And I have a list here of so far 28, and it's the Celtic Community Oracle deck. Farmer, Hunter, Cunning Folk, Bard, Ovate, Blacksmith, Mason, Lord Lady, Teacher, Child, and all that. There's also Realms. It's just something I was working on. So you see, I like to doodle. And I forgot about that one. I was talking, the page I just turned to was talking about magic, and it was used to make a video that I did, I think, about 2 years ago. Okay, that's one down. Like I said, I keep many. This one, I was working on the 3 realms of magic. I used to do a lot of role-playing, and there are 3 realms of magic in this role-playing game, and I can impose that in my understanding of the real world, actually. See, there's the channeling realm, which is power from the gods, mentalism, which is the power from oneself, and essence, the power of the universe. Because the way I believe there is energy in everything. There is nothing that is absent of energy. Let's talk about the spiritual. Well, the various planes: primal plane, spiritual plane, astral plane. Oh, yeah, that's another video. I have project binders. This one was made when I was in a little bit of a bad mood. What needs to be done? Okay, do the right thing and justify some means. Stand for what is important. So I was working on some darker stuff there. I try to be creative. I don't know how well you can see it on this. I'm going to try to work around. They have these black foil sheets where you can etch a picture, and you can buy them at Dollar General for like $3 or $4. And I bought one, and I did one, and this one's just of an oak tree. I follow Celtic path, and so the oak tree is important to me. And anyway, so this was used for nothing yet. It was something I wanted to create, and so when I find a good purpose for it, that's what we use for. The Little Black Book. Oh gosh, this one is also important to me. This is my scribble book, something I'll write down ideas, pictures. I think artwork is very important in our path. I'm not an amazing artist. I just like to grab a pen or pencil and do some sketching. But art conveys a message, and again, I don't know if you can see these. This one is just an eye. For the longest time, when I closed my eyes, I'd swear I'd like seeing an eye looking right back at me, and it took a while to work that out. I have another picture. Turn off this light for this. Let's see if you guys can see it. It is a picture at Springbrook Park, close to where I live, a place where I was thinking of setting up for an outside ritual. I live in Iowa, and so I see a lot of like grain bin silos and that. I have a strong love for history, and so I drew a picture of grain silo. There, hopefully you can see it now. It's part of a book series a book I'm working on. It's called Paradise Lost. How people have walked away from the farming community a lot. That one I can't show. I do a lot of work on this. Last night, I was working on a poem for an incantation that I'm working on. I was having little problems with work with some people, and so I wrote a little poem so I can take care of the situation. I'll read it to you. When darkness falls, twilight is upon us all. Times when good fails, then justice must prevail. The laws of nature are simple and pure. For every action there is reaction. Your actions are yours to choose. Do me wrong, and you shall lose. Vengeance is not the goal. Punishment is your toll. From this moment you are out. my resolve, don't ever doubt. For all the pain that you do, threefold return to you. Just trying to take care of a little situation there. I have a big sketch pad too. Gotta turn this light off so you can see it. This is the first one that I did. This is just a gravel road in the country with a lot of clouds and some rain. It is the journey. Sometimes our path is not the easiest, and so I was trying to express that. Alrighty. I do something weird. Yeah. I glue binders together so that they look like this, because a regular binder just loses. You can lose so much. The Trapper Keepers that they have, they are expensive as heck too. So this blue binder is actually two binders put together, and in it, this one is about magic and spells. I have charts in here, things to remember, like for drawing a circle, casting a circle. But with this one being about magic, this one is basically some of my spells and all that, which of course should not all of them should be mentioned here. History. Another one of my double binder things here. History is absolutely important. I honestly believe if you don't know where you've been, you can't go forward. We have to learn from our mistakes so we don't repeat them. Such as right now with Donald Trump, I don't think a lot of people remember the troubles that we went through with Mussolini, Hitler, and Stalin. And what do? They elect somebody who is like Hitler, Mussolini, and Stalin. We just haven't gotten firing squads yet. Please don't. Alright. I follow Celtic Path as I stated. I even have a little folder that I created. It's Celtic God List. It's 26 pages, one for every letter. And I write down all of the Celtic gods that I can find, put their names in alphabetical order, so that I can research them. A lot of the Celtic gods are the same god with different names, and the reason why they have different names is because each tribe has their own uniqueness. And so you can have one goddess with 7 different names because there's 7 different tribes that have a different spelling of it. I believe in that we have to be able to defend ourselves. I believe in the warrior witch. Harm done to me is not in nature, and balance is very important. I say this because of what this is. This is a black document pouch. In it there is a notebook and some diagrams. It's the War Journal. It is a code of ethics in determining what I will do if I need to. What are my limitations? It's not like a manifesto. It's people have got to realize what they need to do, what needs to be done, and they have to draw limitations. A lot of people miss a code of ethics, and they're hit and miss. they're inconsistent, and because of this inconsistency, they are weaker. It is like the Occupy Wall Street system that was going on. The cause was wonderful. It was a great thing to have done, but because they lacked consistency, a unified message, that was weakened significantly. This is my Book of Shadows. This one, this light blue binder, of course, talks about, well, it has all the parts that are part of my tradition, the Sabbats, my views on society and such. This does not talk about magic. This talks about how I practice my path. In it, there are poems that I have written. I got one called Celtic Fire here. Artwork, and I have a chart in here that shows the dual pagan system. What I mean by that is, let's say when we have Yule here in the southern hemisphere, it's Litha. When we have Samhain here, it is Beltane in the southern hemisphere. So that was the chart that I just have. It just helps me out on that. I did a lot of pondering on that because I try to remove the woo from my beliefs. I believe reason is very important. And so, I was, with this, you gotta realize that the battle between the Oak King and the Holly King is not a battle. If you want to say that these two figures exist, that it is a changing of the guards, where they gracefully meet, and they do their ceremony, and then they walk on. Nobody dies. You just take their guard duty in the other realm, the other hemisphere. I have a binder here called Celtic Fallacies. This is one that talks about the errors that have been found due to people that want to make crap up about Celtic paganism. Things made up about the Celts. The Celtic tree calendar does not exist. The Holly and Oak King, okay, I just mentioned them. Hu Gadarin is a fallacy. The Bardadus, Stonehenge, Druids were priests. These were things that were made up. Oh, I better specify a little bit. Druids were priests. Some of them were. From what I am able to read and such, Druids were the educated. They were the college graduates. So that's why Druids were advisors, because some Druids, just some of the college educated, went to be advisors, not bards, not ovates. Okay? So, Julius Caesar went to war against the college educated. If people are dumb and cannot organize, they're not as dangerous. I have a lot of composition books. A lot. I know. Books and blue. I have a lot of them. Okay, I got 6 of them right here in my hand. One is for magic and ritual. This is more of a portable version, and if I'm going to do an outside ritual, I would take this one. Of course, you can't see it, it's blue. I would take this compared to my big binder. The big binder stays home. Pagan poetry. It's in this one. It is a way to express myself, and the Celts love to use stories to teach. They were, after all, mostly an oral tradition, and so to have things in an oral story as a poem, a saga, this is how they relayed information. So I thought that was important. I am an ordained minister, and this, again, blue book that you can't see, is my ceremonies book. The purpose of a minister is for weddings, handfastings, funerals, solar Sabbaths, births, paganings, invocations, rites of passage, and spiritual guidance. And so in it, I have written a few ceremonies. I have a neutral wedding and a generic funeral service written in this one so far. I am wanting to do this because I have put myself out as to do weddings for people that cannot find ministers because they are part of the LGBT community. Druids love to use lore and riddles, and so I have a composition book just for that. This one, it's a way to learn, a way to use little tidbits to explain things. Like this one I love. What is swifter than the wind? Thought. Okay? It's a way to think, a way to learn. Inner beauty is internal. Outer beauty is fleeting. Because we live in such a shallow world these days where beauty is measured by how you look on the outside, very seldom on the inside. So that's what that book's about. Important quotes. Yeah. My love of history, and sometimes some people in history have said some very amazing things. Benjamin Franklin. This one I just love. If passion drives you, let reason hold the reins. So many people go to the extremes where they forget reason, and so I think that is very important these days. The last one that I have here is the Grey Witch Project. I've been working a little bit more on trying to have a very balanced path, and so I am working on putting information in here that represents a more balanced path. Okay, we're almost done. I have a politics binder because you got to understand how the government works. This is part of my civics responsibilities. I'm supposed to do the right thing, and we got to fight against what's wrong, what oppresses people. And to do that, you must be educated. So you need to know the difference between democracy and ethocracy, fascism, communism. It's very important. So I am working also, I do educational videos on YouTube, as you can tell if you look at all my videos. I have a year and a day, 122 questions, Pagan 101 folder right here, and I am working on expanding the lessons. I'm wanting to get a lot more videos on that done. Wow. Empty binders I can use for something. And the last one that we're going to talk about is this one, which you probably can't see because it's mostly blue. This is my code of ethics. As I said before, we need to learn what we're going to do, what we're not going to do. And this is my rules. These are what I'm allowed to do and what I'm not allowed to do. I am holding myself accountable for many things. I see so many people that are not consistent in their practices, and I think that that's one of their biggest problems. And so what the Code of Ethics does, it limits your ability to one day say this is right, and the next day do it, or refuse to do it. You know, it's just mind-boggling to me how some people just don't have any ethics in their practice and in their mundane life. And because of my control freak nature, I'm taking care of that. So that is all the books that I have for my personal practice that I work with. It can be confusing, it can be overwhelming. There are some days where I look and I just go, I haven't written anything in that one for months. I better do something. But it is what I do. So everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care. Be at peace.